What it do, what it do. We don't have any music other than the countdown, as you can see. We're going to be talking about a little AI, a little artificial intelligence. And tonight, I'm going to tell you, this ain't about no science fiction, so don't think we about to be talking about nothing, no aliens or nothing. But without any further ado, let me go ahead and take this down, bring my co-host, Tanya from Event Yours. I am your host that sometimes does the most, your co-host, rather, and that is your boy, Rod. Without any further ado, let me get this thing popping. What's going on, Tanya? How you doing?
What's up? How's it going?
Woo, I'm so tired. Y'all tired. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I ain't got no glasses in case y'all can't tell. Maybe y'all can't see. Man, I'm all over the place. This move is boy. I'm broke. They broke me down on one display case, man. I got one display case, no glasses. I don't even know if I'm matching. Anyway.
Lord have mercy.
How you doing today?
How long? I'm doing fine. How long is it going to take you to move on that?
I gave myself till Monday, but then that turned into a lie. So I'm going to shoot for tomorrow. I could actually move right now, but I'm trying to clean a little bit. I was over there 6 hours a day, 6.5, and I needed me some AI up in there to help me, to be honest.
Yeah. I'm sure they got. We'll talk about that. They got some AI for that too.
Yeah, man. I did a little research, while I was supposed to be, cleaning and working today. And boy, this AI is something else, man. I'm telling you, y'all know how I roll. I'm gonna make y'all think tonight because the stuff I read today got me thinking. I'm tripping, man. I'm serious. So. Anyway, let's see who we got in here. I'm gonna say what's up to a few people. We got DT Cruiser in the house.
Daryl.
We got this dude named Points Blank Experience in the house. We got on the Go with YOLO in the house. Says hello, happy Monday night. DT Cruiser says good evening. Also says howdy on. He's speaking. And I'm gonna skip something. No, we got Event Yours. Says what's up, everyone? Wild will be with us in a moment. I'm on here. No, what? Look at here, this girl. Man,
look. It's not like I could have opened up and kept them busy while you did. I was on your time.
You know what, y'all? I was in here, almost in the dark, and I said, "Man, I need to get a light." I said, "Go and get a light. You got time?" And she'll just set me up for the open show. Woo, Lord have mercy. Hey, we got House of X in the house. Hey, PPE, what's going on? What's going on? Showing love to YOLO, showing love to Event Yours. I'm gonna have to turn some air on in here, man. It's hot. I can't even figure out my thermostat in this place. What's up, PPT and
meeting?
I'm about to say IOs. What is that? But peace to the chat. We got people behind the crib. Just shared it out. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
And let's see who else we got. Destroyers coming. What's going on, my man? Good to see you again. YOLO says, everyone in the chat, how you doing? We got Why Loves to Motivate says, good evening.
Loves.
Yeah. Showing love to Meet in the Eye. Hey, yo. And we got Alyssa in the house. Elisa says, hey, Tanya. Laughing my butt. Yeah, it is so hot, man. It don't supposed to be hot here. Y'all ain't gonna tell y'all. I got my temperature set to 81 because last night I had it on 79 and I was freezing.
It's hot.
Every time I don't know what it is right now, man. This thing here,
you going through menopause?
You
going through menopause, Rob?
No, I ain't going. No, it's hot in here. Hey, I'm cheap, man. I ain't paying for no electricity and I ain't here. For what?
So you hot on purpose. You hot for being damn cheap. You turned all of it off. Oh, so you turned that off and got it on.
Well, I thought I turned it to away, but I put a temperature on it, but I think away superseded the temperature. I don't know what.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know what I did. What hey, did see, you always be getting people started. You already got while I love talking about Rod got that old people body tip always cold. Yeah, man. Hey, I was at a restaurant yesterday with a jacket with a hoodie on. I ain't put the hoodie on, and then I had the nerve to have some sandals on. My feet was freezing. But hey, we got 12 real homies, man. Hey, I need y'all to do us a favor, man. Now don't be shy. We ain't talking about no side pieces. We talking about AI. We're gonna have a lot of fun, but this is really something to think about. I don't like to use the word serious, but this is something to think about. You know, everybody thinking about jobs and relationships. I'm telling y'all, man, one of the things I'm thinking about is what year are the AI people gonna start flying the planes? Because that's when I'm gonna start taking road trips. I'm gonna be like, that's when I'm gonna move to RVs. I ain't flying with no robot. What if his batteries go dead? I don't know. I mean, no.
Well, those chances you got to take. Hey, Amelia.
What's going on, Amelia? What's going on, man? So Tanya, what are your thoughts on AI? Let's get it popping.
So before we even jump in, let's just see what AI is, right? We're gonna read the official definition of AI. So AI stands for artificial intelligence. It refers to the ability of a computer or a machine to mimic human intelligence to perform tasks. This includes learning. That's where the conspiracy is, the learning piece. Problem solving, decision making, and perception. AI systems can be designed to operate with varying degrees of autonomy, from simple rule-based systems to complex self-learning models. So, basically AI is just like a computer. It's going to give out whatever you put into it, right? So if you have it reading data from a biased system, it's going to give you biased results. Okay? Mm-hmm. So as a matter of fact, Amazon had a AI system, a system to help with AI in doing some of their candidates and recruitment, right? Mm-hmm. But it had a bias against women. You know why? Because the majority of Amazon's resumes that came in, which was in the system, were males. So when women would apply, it wouldn't recognize it because it learned from all of the male resumes versus females, the names and all of those things. So they actually got rid of it because it wasn't fair, basically. I didn't read the whole case study, but that was the gist of it. So that's just an example of whatever you put in mess, you're going to get out mess, basically. The most dangerous thing is when you have a computer that's connected to all the computers around the world that have a wealth of knowledge, and it decides what information it's going to give you. So, there's some good things and there's all good things. Like there's for every good thing that AI can do, you could think about how things can turn for the worse. So period. So you got AI used for people who can't write, people who can't read. AI used for creativity, AI used for, as service robots, doing tasks, companions. We're going to get into that. Mm-hmm. Some of y'all little freaky tails. And then some other hypothetical uses, which I actually found interesting because I don't know if any of you ever saw the Black Mirror on Netflix, where it is basically all about technology and how technology is used. Every episode shows you how a piece of technology is used for good stuff. But then, of course, it always shows you the downside to using it for that same purpose, how it can be, if misused or abused or not maintained or managed appropriately, or thinking about how to use it, it actually messes up the whole thing and can cause problems. So, but if you haven't seen it, one day you want to binge or whatever, go look at it. I think they have 7 seasons, but only one season has 9 episodes. All the other seasons are like 4 episodes or something like that. So you can pretty much binge watch all the episodes and seasons of Black Mirror on Netflix over a weekend if you just at the house from Friday to Sunday. But in those scenarios, it was tracking and monitoring humans, which I know y'all say, oh, we got that now. No, this is on a whole nother level. Memory recordings. Okay, we'll talk about that in a minute. And memory transplants from unalived humans. So, yes, just what I said, unalived humans, folks that are no longer here, but maybe a family member wants to keep that person going, so they install the memories in a live person, so, or an AI robot human-like person, so it seems like they never lost their loved one. So it all kinds of stuff. But what are some of your fears, Rod, with AI?
You know, I would say my fears prior to you coming up with this topic were definitely different than they are now. I really didn't have fears. If I was in the workforce, I would probably think my biggest fear would have been job replacement. But as I move into a different arena in my life and I'm kind of retired, now I still look at job replacement, but it's not a fear of my job and it's not a fear of other people's jobs, but I'm starting to wonder, will AI be able to do every job because it's a robot or a computer? You know, there are certain jobs. One of the things I was reading about healthcare. Okay, yeah, I know we have robots right now that are performing surgeries, but then I look at the teaching.
They not performing the surgery. They are a tool for the surgery. So think of it as playing like a video game. So yes, the doctors are playing a video game. They are behind a whole nother area within the robot, and the robot arms is what's in the patient. And they're looking in the screen and maneuvering through the patient through these controls, but the robot arms are actually doing the work. And the reason they use the robot is because, you know, people's hands are big, people's fingers are big, and sometimes you may have something that's extremely small that they need to get to. But guess what? If you use your hands, your normal hands and normal instruments, you may have to open the patient up more than you would if you just use a robot. You may be able to use two little tiny fingers, like to go in the patient to get to where they need to go to, cut something out, take it out, and then give them about 3 little incisions and they're done. Whereas if you didn't use the robot, you might have to cut them like a whole 10 to 12 inch cut, open them up, and now your hands are big, so you got to move organs out the way just to get down where you need to get to do what you need to do. So now you done disrupted the rest. So those patients end up having to stay in the hospital for a few days, where a robot patient may only stay in the house for a day. Somebody else may end up staying in there for a week, you know. So that's what that is. So the robot itself is not doing the surgery. It still is the human being controlling the arms and stuff. So yeah, think about it as like a bionic man or something.
Okay, well, I stand corrected. I'm glad you straightened that out, because and I wasn't as concerned with that, because I think there could be, if there ever is a time where robots are fully functional in the operating room via AI, I don't think it would be a major issue. However, I'm looking at things like teaching, I know you have AI where they're learning, and I think it's called regenerative. Let me see what it's called. I just looked at it. It's called reinforcement learning, where they may make mistakes, or once they're programmed or trained, they being the AI robots. But I think about teaching, and one of the things that came to my mind was special education. You have to, in my opinion, you have to have human intervention that's going to step in and know those individual children. Now, can a robot do that? I'm sure they can, but will they be able to do it to the level of a human, a caring human? And or more importantly, will that child be as open if they're not dealing with a like individual or a like being? If that makes sense. So that's just one of my concerns now. And I know Why Loves had talked about it, and I had a chance to see it out in Arizona, the cars. That's another thing that concerned me. I mean, I was out in Arizona, and her and I were talking one day, and I said, "Hey, man, what if that car, whoever operated it or whatever, however this thing working, what if they just go to sleep or something?" I mean, I didn't know the full. I was
Right,
being
right.
silly / ignorant to the situation, really, because I didn't know how it worked. I'm like, what if it just go crazy and just start running red lights, and then the person who they gonna tell to stop? Ain't nobody in there with them.
Well, see, what I think is, I think people just I think people assume that, the car is just running by itself. Like you're in the car. The car is on autopilot because you put it on autopilot.
Mhm,
Yes, they do have some of those cars, like they have the cars that'll take you from point A to point B, and that's it.
mhm,
Same thing with in the airports now. If you go to Miami Airport, Fort Lauderdale Airport, um, when you go there, they have like these little wheelchairs, and it's programmed to go to whatever gate they supposed to go to, and the person who can't walk is just sitting there in a little wheelchairs. Just it'll take them from one end of the terminal to the next, and it will take them directly to that gate and drop them off. And that's it. Now, if you get close to something, it'll stop. It'll rear around it. No different than the vacuum cleaner. But my thing is, yeah, what if the signal malfunctions? There has to be a way to, hit a button to take over. You know what I mean? And
right.
in terms of automated car, like I have an all electric. We have an all electric car
Mhm,
vehicle. And if I'm not looking at the road, and let's just say I happen to look this way, or even my eyes is this way, it's detecting my iris. If I look this way and a car is in front of me too little too close, my seat will vibrate, because the seat will vibrate to let you know, hey, heifer, pay attention. Look at the road. I'm not lying. It's serious. I'm serious. And sometimes a message will show up, pay attention to the road, or whatever. Sure enough, we'll do that. And if it get ready to get too close, the car slow down on its own. But I mean, I'm driving the car, but it just has safety features to make sure that I can't go to the left if there's a car in my blind spot, can't go to the right, and all of that type of stuff. But what
and
happens when it's not on the?
oh, I'm sorry, Tanya. I'm
Oh, what
sorry.
did Yolo say for him to say that?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. It's like I don't know. I didn't see it.
Let me
Hold
see.
on, babe. I'm
See
looking
where
here.
Yolo's comment is. Oh, Skynet is
Oh,
what.
okay. Yeah, I keep seeing Skynet, and that's all I see. Now, going back to I think we're already dealing with AI and we don't know it because my car do the same thing. And I was just saying to myself yesterday, I was like, this car is more dangerous than it is safe. My car will do exactly what you just said. If I don't turn the turn signal on, it'll shake and won't let me change lanes. If I turn the certain turn signal on, and there's a car in the next lane that the car deemed too close, but I know I can do it, it won't let me get over. Then I'm
Right.
trying to get over because I'm about to miss an exit the other day, and the car kept making me go straight.
Uh-huh.
I was about 10 seconds. If I wouldn't have hurt myself, I'd have drove that car into the that little
You
thing on the side and wrecked it. It got me a different
what?
car.
Well, all you gotta do is just turn it on. See, that's the thing. The car will. Okay, my car will. If I'm going slow, it'll let me get over in the lane if I'm persistent to. At first, it'll hesitate, but
Mhm.
then if I keep going, it will go. But if I'm going kind of fast, not fast, but if I'm going over, um, like if I'm pulling out of a parking lot and somebody is close to the car or near, like on its way walking to the car, because it's looking at all angles of the car, it will literally jerk my car and stop. And sometimes it scared me because it made me feel like, oh my God, did I hit somebody? Like that's how hard it stops. Because if you're going back over a certain mile per hour, like maybe, I don't know, pulling out a parking space, what is that, like 3 miles an hour or something like
Mhm.
that? I don't know, but not fast, but you coming out because it's clear, and it will just jolt you and just stop because someone's back there. But anyway, I mean, the electric cars is fine, but I don't think that the world right now is I don't think the roads and the equipment that they need to have for electric cars to be a thing actually helps support people to want to buy an all electric car. So we have electric vehicle, but we also got one hybrid vehicle and one gas vehicle. You see what I'm saying? So we have options to drive. So if I'm driving a certain distance and my electric vehicle, there's not a lot of places for it to be charged. If I need to charge it, then I'm not going to take it. I will go and take one of the other vehicles and go instead. Because driving out the way to sit for about 45 minutes for your car to fully charge, that will add hours to your trip. It took us a 6-hour trip. We took the Lyric down to Florida to Orlando one time. It was a 6-hour, normally a 5-hour, little less than 6-hour driving trip. Had we took the regular car, it took us 10 hours to get there. 10. And I said, oh, we won't do this no more. That's not happening no more. I may drive it to, Valdosta or something like that, like a 4-hour trip. Yeah, but that 6-hour trip, that means now I'm getting in the range where I have to start charging the car, and that's going to add time and all of that stuff. And then you got to go out the way because the route that you're going may not have those chargers for you. So, yeah, it's not ready yet. I don't think it's ready in terms of the.
I rode my car today down to 5 miles to empty because I hate stopping at the gas station and being there 3 minutes. And I can't imagine being there 30 minutes talking about charging it. I'm mad because I'm charging my battery for my camera for this live. I mean,
yeah, but if you busy doing something else, normally if it's electric, you would go and charge it somewhere like at a Walmart where you can go pick up stuff, or a restaurant where you can go relax and eat, or whatever until it's charged. But it's not always like that. So it's like you have to plan your routes that you go, and it's just too much sometimes. It's just too much.
Now, one thing I read, Tanya, with this whole AI thing, and I think, regardless of any of my channels, I kind of talk about people thinking ahead. And one of the things that I read is people may want to start about repositioning their careers. If you know you're in a career that AI could possibly downsize that job field or get rid of it altogether, you may want to start now, not tomorrow, but for real tomorrow, thinking about what do you want to do? I mean, what can you do that AI can't? I mean, of course, people are going to make it seem like AI can take over everything, but I know it has to be something that is going to require human intervention.
Oh, well, all of that requires human intervention. The difference is, just like anything else, just like with AI, it's just a matter of how much information and how long has that AI system had a chance to learn. What source is it feeding from? And if you connect it to a valuable source that has a wealth of information, of good information, then that would be your ideal AI company. You see what I mean? So that's basically what it is. But there's some good things with AI. So let's talk about some good things. So some people use it now for, if you have a problem wording something that you want to word, you want to say a message. Not everybody has a way with words, right? And sometimes you want to say something, but you want to articulate it a certain way. You can't find the right words. So you tell, whether it's ChatGPT or Gemini or whoever you use, Copilot or whatever, hey, this is the message that you want to give, and it'll spit out a couple of options and wording. You can be like, oh, okay, this is good. They use it now to take notes for meetings. I love that feature. I love that feature. And it requires the assistants love it too, because they don't have to attend the meeting and keep writing notes, right? You just turn that thing on, AI transcribe, it'll transcribe it for you. Now, it's not 100% perfect, because if you get people who mumble when they talk, or whatever, it can't capture exactly what you're saying. So you still have to proofread it afterwards. And they also, use it to summarize things. You can, if you got a whole bunch of emails and you're trying to figure out what the heck is in these emails without reading everything, you could click that summarize button and it'll tell you, hey, this email is this, or these are your emails that someone's asking you to do something, an action item. That way you can triage your emails much faster and get to the meat and potatoes of your emails, and all that other fluff stuff. You can just address that at a later time, so.
Well, do you think artificial intelligence will make us realistically dumb? You know what I mean?
So as a Generation Xer, I do. But all Generation Xers feel that almost every other generation is dumb to them anyway.
Mhm.
Dumb to us anyway. The reason being is because, well, Generation X and the early millennials, or the late baby boomers, the generation before us, we all pretty much are sharing, or whatever. But there are people who use it instead of learning. So as a Generation Xer, we grew up 8-track tape, right? We grew up where, right when I came along, the TV was available, but not too long before that, right? TV was available. 8-track was the thing. That big, huge cassette tape. I remember that. You push the button
Right.
and it just played the music. So I done seen evolution from that all the way to what we see today, and I'm still living and I'm still going. I know exactly how to use it. Even though I was little, I was still old enough to use it. So Generation X has seen the non-computer age, the introduction of the computer into the evolution of computer, and we're still going. So because we had to know things before the technology was shown to us and provided to us, we used it like it was meant to be used, as a tool, not as a replacement of knowledge. It was to help you be more efficient, to help you work faster, to help you, allow you more time, or enable you to do more in less time. That's basically what it was used for, right? But the new generation all they know is the technology. So you go ahead. The funniest thing I think it was I put a old phone, the rotary phone, in front of my nieces and my daughter, and said, go ahead and dial this number. Gave them a number and told them, go ahead and make a phone call. Had no clue. Didn't know. They're like, what you mean? Like, where the buttons at? Now, see, they were young enough to know about the push buttons because you still have the push button phone. You see what I'm saying? So they still remember those, but the little rotary phones, they don't remember that. And they're like, how you do that? And I say, yeah. And when grandmama didn't want you on their phone, they put that little lock on that bad boy so you couldn't turn it. I remember that one, or the phone where if you picked up one phone, you could hear the click upstairs so your mama knew you was on the phone and you weren't supposed to be. And when the phone was in the kitchen, because it was the only phone in the house, and you had to buy that big 100-foot cord so you can go way in the living room and lay on the couch and talk to your boyfriend or girlfriend. I remember all of that. But I think that now, because it's all about technology, that no one wants to use their brain anymore. Everybody's like, well, why do I need to think? I could get this thing to think for me.
And that's what I wanted to bring up, Tanya. And I'm going to pull up some of these comments. I was starring them and listening to you at the same time. And I'm going to start with Yolo's comment. Yes, but all other generations are dumbed down. And Tanya touched on it, and I agree. Generations are dumbed down. And, I grew up in the era that's, same as Tanya. I went from the vinyl, from the 45 records and the 33s. People probably don't even know what I'm talking about. Over to the 8 tracks, over to the cassettes, and then the CDs. And then when you got your CD player, but your car still had the cassette tape, and you had the little tape you put in the deck, and you had the little wire coming to the CD player. I had all that.
Uh-huh.
I also had a TV. I don't remember having no remote control. Yeah, we had 2 remote controls. It was me and my little brother. You know, we were the remote controls, but we didn't have a real remote control.
That's right.
However, what I do remember, and this is where I think is going to come into play. Yes, generations are dumbed down anyway. But one of the things that my mother, as an educator, refused to do was let her 2 children be dumbed down by technology.
Right.
She made us turn off the TV, my younger brother and I. She made us go get the World Book Encyclopedia, read a talk, and come in there and tell her about it. My brother and I taught each other how to play chess by reading an encyclopedia. We taught each other Spanish, the beginning, Spanish 1/2, by reading the encyclopedia. But you're right. And then there was another comment, and MC said, upcoming generation is heavily reliant on AI and technology. Yes. I mean, boy. And I done fell into the trap. I remember I used to take pride in memorizing phone numbers. Now,
You're right. You're right.
Now, I barely know my own number, you know, because it's everybody's.
Well, don't forget your phone number. Most people don't dial themselves. Don't forget, remembering the phone numbers is because it's called being repetitive. So unless you have to give your number verbally a lot, which we don't, what do? I'll text it to you. I'll share my contact with you. You're not even saying your phone number. I've had my work cell phone number for 8 years, and I still don't memorize my doggone cell phone, my work cell phone number. I know my personal cell phone number, but that's only because I've had to say it, because usually this is the number I'm putting like on paperwork, documentation. So you're writing it, you're saying it, but something that you don't repeat, you're not going to remember. So you're not going to do it. But yes, I think they're dumb. So let's say I had one when I moved to Arizona, and it didn't need gas for weeks before I had to fill up. Oh, talking about the hybrid. Yes.
Yeah. And that's one of the things, like DT Cruz said, we had to go to the library card catalog to research.
Say it again, DT. I used to hate them. Them cards was all dirty and nasty. And I'm like, get some new cards in here.
But people sure didn't seem to get sick as much as they do now. You know, the car.
Well, that's because back then we ate dirt, snow. We didn't wear no seat belts.
Drunk like a water hose.
Drinking out the water hose. We had all kinds of alkaline asbestos in the ceilings and the walls and stuff. If you grew up that way, sorry, not all of us grew up with a spoon in their mouth, but so it was asbestos. Maybe a roach or 2, and you know, it was like you were exposed to an element, so you built up antibodies. I never ever in my life had to be in the hospital for an air infection, a sickness, nothing ever in my childhood days. Never in my childhood days.
Me either, but I made up for it in my adult days. Boy,
well, that's because you started getting into, you know, the world. Everybody put
I'll tell you what
hand
happened.
Sanitizer.
No, I'll tell you what happened, man. I quit drinking. When I quit drinking, everything went crazy.
Well, let me go ahead. Y'all know I'm a drink channel. Hey, I already always say that drinks, I don't know, just always tastes better in a martini in a coupe glass, and it didn't even need to be in here, but this is the one that me and Timmy reviewed the last time, the little peach vodka thing from Deep Eddy Peach. It's actually pretty good. So it was chill. So I figure I'll drink some of it. So,
you know, and I want to take the time out to thank everybody for being here. We do have 22 real homies in the crib. They say one little thumb up. I guess that's when you press that little thing on the side, the hearts and the hundreds and the thumbs. I don't know what it is. It's just here. But one thing that Sledge says is the difference between older technology or current technology and AI is that older tech or current tech, it doesn't learn. AI is constantly learning.
Right.
It's constantly learning. and before you know it, just like anything else, we're gonna make the damn thing smarter than we are.
That's because I take that. No, I don't agree, Sledge, because all technology learns. The difference is the old technology, someone manually had to type it in. It's called coding, right? They had to type the coding in. So if you have somebody that's only focused on coding to deliver the knowledge to the technology, it can learn, it can keep up with it. Now, is it going to learn as fast as a technology today? No, because you're talking about someone who manually has to code and type it in. Whereas now, AI uses you talking. Like right now, unless you turn off nosy ass Bixby, Gemini, Siri, and no, I'm not talking to you, so stop. See what I mean? If you didn't turn them off, they're listening. That Alexa that's sitting in the corner, that little Google Home little dome thing that's sitting in the corner that you call and ask for recipes every now and again and to play your favorite music. I want you to watch it one time when you're not paying attention and that little light circle on its own ever so dimly. You know what it's doing? It's listening, it's getting all your information, everything you say. And guess what? If you don't believe me, you know how you know your phone is listening to you? Have you ever been talking to somebody about something and next thing you know, you go turn your phone on and go to a website and you see them little ads and all of a sudden an ad pop up that has something to do with what the heck you was talking about? That's where it's coming from.
I got a question, Tanya. Do you have to be on a call for that to happen? Because this was a discussion I had yesterday.
Do you have to be on the call to do what?
For them to hear you.
No.
See, that's what I said. That's what I said.
Okay, listen, I put you this way. No, I put you this way. It's always listening. You know why? Because you have to give it a command to answer. So how can it hear you, give it the command if it's not listening? Just saying.
Yeah.
So every generation has its tools, books, calculator, internet, now AI. That's not for dumbing down. That's evolving. Real intelligence is knowing how to use the tools, not avoiding them. That is true, Dre. We're not talking about avoiding them. We're talking about folks who use it instead of learning. In other words, instead of using it as a tool, they're using it to replace their knowledge. For instance, when you get someone at work who uses ChatGPT so much that when it's time for them to stand in front and give a presentation, they can't talk a word for damn. Well, your email sounds so intelligent. It sounds like you got everything figured out. Why you can't stand up here and talk to us? Just saying, that's the part that I'm talking about. That part. When people are using technology in replacement of versus, okay, I'm going to use it, but in the meantime, I do need to brush up on this if this is something that I need to do. Or if not, then you just become dependent on it and just hope you don't get found out. You know, so I'm just saying that's only if you have to do it. Not all jobs require you to do that. You may only need to do that once in a while, then sure, go ahead. That's not nothing that you need to invest your time in to learn, because it's not something that where the bulk of your work is where you have to do that. So that's fine. But I'm talking about dumbing down the people that are using it instead of not using it as a tool to help enhance. To me, I think it should be in combination to enhance your intelligence or enhance certain things that maybe you may not be as great in, but you at least can keep a freaking conversation.
I'm going to go deep here. I'm going to read some of these comments and I'm going to give people something to think about when it comes to intelligence. And I don't mean brain intelligence. I'm talking about computer intelligence and stuff like that. It was some stuff. Dre, I like what Dre said. And y'all, if y'all hear, like, I know we talked late last week about doing this topic, but if y'all hear or see the promos go out and you think you may be able to give some great input, reach out to myself or Tanya, and we'll talk about it. And because Dre would have been a good person to have on this. He has a whole AI studio that he's created. So who better than to have a person? He don't just own it. He's like owner / in there, So, but one of the things I want to think about, I'm looking at all the comments and the great comments, and I thank everybody for tapping in. Let me read this real quick. Nettie and JT says, as a baby boomer whose brain is on the decline, I don't need more stuff that makes me have to think less so I can go through life quicker. I don't need more stuff that makes me have to think less so I could go through life quicker. I'm not a fan, but they didn't ask me. And one of the things, what I want people to think about, I want to think of a bigger picture, and I don't want to get deep into it. I want to be careful how I say this. I spent 20 years in a profession where technology was way ahead of what the general people thought.
Mm-hmm.
But there are other regions on this globe, on this planet, that wasn't privy to all of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yet they managed to hang. I got to be careful how I say that. They managed to hang with the people with all the toys, yet they only had rocks. They didn't really even have toys. They made do with the rocks.
Mm-hmm.
Are you following me, Tanya?
Yeah.
So it goes back with this whole AI thing. I think we need to embrace it. We don't have a choice. We, like Dre said, we can sit here and play and say, well, I don't want to do it. Like Nettie and JT said, they didn't ask me. They're not going to ask us.
Nope. They're gonna say catch, sink or swim.
Man, I remember the first time I thought about catching an Uber. I said, I'm gonna probably end up in Mississippi somewhere, man. I wouldn't do it. Next time,
it ain't nothing but a cab.
Man, I grew up in Arkansas. We had one cab, and that dude was closed every day of the week, except Sundays at the church. So, but where everybody at here, man? But so we talked about the jobs. We talked about people needing to, they're gonna have to embrace this whole AI thing.
Mm-hmm. Life is moving. Either you're gonna have to keep up or just be willing to be left behind, because they are not. And I'm in healthcare. I've been in healthcare my entire life, and I can tell you, they've done a lot with trying to keep all the geriatric folks together and keeping technology and the paper stuff, because you get some elderly folks that are like, what you mean you sent me a link on what? I ain't hear my phone ring, stuff like that, right? And so you have to still be mindful that there are still people that are not savvy with technology or are not willing to do those things. So instead of coming to the hospital, whether you're coming in for an admission or you're coming in for a doctor's appointment or you coming in for, whether it's a meeting or event or something, and you have to check in, and instead of, you get those people that say, well, I want to call somebody in the office and make my appointment. I do not want to make my appointment on my phone and choose whatever. I want to talk to somebody. Then you get those who they come in, they don't want to pre-register themselves. They want to come in and go to the desk and have somebody ask them the same questions that was on their phone to say, is your name still correct? Is your address still correct? They don't want to pay their bill over they co-pay over the phone. They want somebody to come and take that check. Dare I say a check? Take that check, and not even a card. Is either a check or some cash, right? And that's how they feel comfortable. My mother, she would go and pay her rent or her mortgage, and instead of her going on her phone and just paying it out the same account, she would go get the cash and drive 40 minutes out the way to go drop it off in somebody's hands. Because that's just what she was going to do. And I'm like, you drove almost an hour to go drop off something that you could have paid in 5 seconds. That doesn't make sense to me. And to her, she just like, I want to talk to somebody. I need to talk to somebody. And they got to have gray hair, because anybody who don't have gray hair is stupid. That's what my mama said. She think anybody young is stupid.
I've heard wisdom, gray hair means wisdom. I mean, I don't know how true it is, but I mean,
gray hair, look.
But
I know folk older than me that still don't know what the hell they doing in life.
Oh, it's gonna be a whole lot more. It's gonna be a whole lot of people. Like, I want to read what Yolo said, because if you haven't heard this in your life, I don't know where you've been, because I know I heard it, and boy, I use it every chance I get. But she said at Triple with Dre and Michelle, but I'm gonna say at the chat. I'm sorry, these kids have no common sense. Books and technology, but no common sense. I remember my father many moons ago hurt my feelings. Him hurting my feelings was the best thing he ever said to me. He said, boy, you make all age, very little B. Boy, you smart. You got all the books in the world, but I swear you ain't got a lick of common sense.
Yeah.
Man, I went in the bedroom, almost slammed the door. Then I got some common sense, because I
bet you did. I bet you did.
I sat on my bed and cried, man. I forgot how old I was, but I remember crying. And every time I got in trouble, my mom was like, boy, what are you thinking? I said, I'm doing what daddy told me. I'm getting me some common sense, man. You know? And she couldn't say nothing. But those life lessons, although a lot of them included mistakes, made me the individual and the man that I am today. Some good, some not so good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I agree with what Yolo said. And hey, DT, want to know what you sipping on, Tanya? She said it's some Reposado.
Oh, I did. The Deep Eddy Peach that I reviewed with Timmy. This was some he picked out at that liquor and wine emporium that's down there by Stonecrest down the street that Meet and I told us about. Because we was in route to Savannah, and they called us because they was in our area. You know, we wasn't there no more. We was halfway to Savannah, and they told us that that's where they were. That's when they met the guy with the new vodka. They came out when he was doing the cocktails at the liquor store. That's the liquor store that Meet and I was at. But it was good. But that's what I'm drinking on, DT. That's what I'm drinking on, Daryl. Just pour, just chill and pour. That's it. I just poured it in here because I don't know, drinks taste better out of martini glass.
I'm gonna have to try that, but it's gonna have to be a non. I tell you what, man, that's a whole nother topic. But do you think that AI takes away from our individuality?
Yes and no, because one of the things I've seen is that with technology and AI, and I mean, okay, well, let's stick with AI. Because technology is technology, but well, no, because even the algorithm, you know, when they say algorithm with social media, that's nothing but a form of a AI technology that is looking at your habits, right? And so what does your habits do? They keep feeding you what you like. It keeps customizing your For You page, your Facebook page, your TikTok, your TikTok options and stuff, even YouTube, whatever you tend to like and what you tend to look at, that's what keeps coming up in your feed every time. So when you do that, it customizes everything that you read. And me and Timmy fuss about it all the time, because I tell him, every time I turn around, I don't know why you are always hearing about the worst things going on in the world. And he go, that's what come up in my, I was like, exactly, because that's what you look at all the time. So that's what it feeds you. I said, if I look at the news feed, it's going to give me a variety of stuff because I'm not watching the news like that. But his, I don't care if it's a murder, a rape, a robbery, or something. His feed is full of those, just information, the feed talking about what's been going on and who shot who killed who murdered who did who to who. And I said, that's what it's feeding. So I think that what it does is it makes a person believe certain things because media has always been the source of what to make the world believe, right? Mm-hmm. So that is the reason why when you see, and I put this out there, and I know some people get uncomfortable, but it's true. But they'll go, every time I turn around, like, back in the day, you couldn't even catch mom and daddy sleeping in the same bed, right? Lucy and her husband, they slept in separate beds, and they were well married. And then she got pregnant, but you ain't never seen how she got pregnant. They ain't even slept in the same bed. How they get pregnant? You just know she popped up pregnant in one episode. So they didn't even show all of that. And then it started evolving. And now it's like, well, we're going to go ahead. And instead of you having to wait until 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning to see all this kissing and hunching going on, we're going to put it up. So now it's 10 o'clock. Now it's any time of the day. You see all of that during the morning if you turn the TV on, turn it on the right station, Tubi, and all of that. So all of that stuff is there, but it's just like back in the day when the world wanted you to accept minorities in top roles or important figures and stuff. They put it on the TV enough for people to get used to it and get used to seeing it. So then when they see it, there's no bias against it, right? Because back in the day, you only saw us as either slaves, servants, or somebody of no importance. Then you got the Cosby Show, and you got, all these other shows that started to show an actual family unit that was not in the ghetto. These are professionals with some good kids, going to some good schools, and still going through life or whatever. So now they want everybody to accept the LGBTQ, meaning we need you to remove your bias and all of that. So what do you see? You see more of that on the screen. That's basically what it is. It is, I think AI and stuff is allowing people to see what that person wants to see. And some of it may not be the true all reality either. Because if your phone is only giving you what you like, it's not going to show you anything that you don't like. If your TV has a bunch of stuff to where it's streaming now instead of regular TV, right? That has an algorithm. That's going to show you what you're used to seeing. So, yes, I think that it lacks individuality. I think people are trying to be somebody else's goals instead of trying to be themselves because that's what they see all the time. So they don't have their own sense of their own identity. That's my thought.
I think not AI. I'm gonna just start with technology. I'm wondering if it's I wouldn't say enhancing individuality, but it's definitely giving people courage. I mean, you got guys. I can't speak for ladies. I'm speaking for guys. I know guys that hide behind texts and dating sites and talk big stuff. But you put them in front of an individual, a woman, they can't even hold a 2-minute conversation. And that's my fear, not just with the dating scene. And another thing, a lot of people look at, when they think of AI and they hear relationships, they think of sexual relationships. I'm thinking of the positivity of AI relationships. Everybody running around right now, most people, I'm not saying everybody, that's a strong word, but a lot of people get a support animal. But the last time I checked, I can't talk to no dog. I thought about getting one, but then when I said, well, how you going to be supporting me when I want to talk to somebody? But I can give me a support AI robot. I mean, seriously. And I'm telling you, I read about loneliness, how AI is going to help the elderly cope with loneliness.
So I got that. I get that. But Japan done got their own thing going on and they got companions. So you talking about talking to somebody and you got folks having whole full relationships with these animated human robots.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally that is their girlfriend, that's their lover. They doing all even sexual type stuff.
No,
So,
I ain't going that far now.
well, let me tell you something.
I just want somebody to talk to.
AI is strong. I'm telling you, folk be putting on them virtual goggles and think they in the world and been done had a time of their life. It ain't touching their person in the room.
What?
Japan got all the technology. And trust me, it's out there. This is how I always felt. I always felt that everything we everything we saw in the movies, it's already there.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not out. Everything in Total Recall. Remember when we all saw Total Recall for the first time? We was like, ooh, we can't wait. It came real quick, didn't it? So it's not too bad.
Yeah, I
They were
remember they
you,
was talking
you
about flying cars.
well, right. Well, guess what? They got that too. They got that too. So what you gonna do?
Well, I ain't flying. I can't even swim. I know I ain't gonna try to
Let me
fly.
let me tell you something. As soon as there's too much traffic on the ground, they're gonna need to release some traffic on the ground, and folk gonna be flying to work, flying or teleporting. One of the two. One of the two.
Amelia said, I am that patient. I want to deal with a life living, breathing human being, but I also believe in job security. Yes, yes, yes. And that's one of the things that's going to be interesting. And y'all, I apologize. I know I was looking down, but Tanya had sent me a text with a great idea. It was so great that I don't even know why I didn't think of it. But real quick, y'all, I'm gonna take a pause for the calls. We're not leaving, but I'm gonna bring. He called himself a guru. But we about to find out. Coming to the stage, we got my main man, Dre from Tripping with Dre and Michelle. What's going on, man?
What's up,
Yo, what's
Dre?
going on, y'all?
How you doing?
Man, we over here. I'm scared. I don't know about Tanya. She over here. I'm over here. I
I'm
ain't even
good.
got a job, but I'm scared.
Look. I'm looking forward to it. I just hope that I live long enough to see. I want to see where cars are flying on a regular.
It's coming.
Yes.
I put it in and put in the comments that some of y'all may know, some of y'all, but back in 2005, I was chosen to be a part of this program that Microsoft was starting called the Start Something Amazing program.
Mm-hmm.
So during that process, I was able to. They flew me out to Seattle to the Microsoft headquarters. I got to spend a couple days with Bill Gates himself,
Okay.
and during that time, they all put us on the bus, but we really didn't know where we was going. So at this point, we ended up at a huge house, and before we went inside, we had to sign affidavits to
Oh,
it's
you mean
basically
non-disclosures?
yes,
Yeah,
we had to sign
NDAs.
non-disclosure agreements, basically saying the stuff that we were about to see, we weren't
Talk
supposed to
about.
share nothing. But of course, I've been
Don't come
talking about
on,
it.
Dre. Don't tell me you told folk.
Man, I couldn't. I mean, it was so much. Just like, I mean, think about it, that was 20 years ago.
Right,
So imagine, so all this stuff that's happening now with AI and all the new technology, I seen this stuff 20 years ago
right,
in
right.
2005. So just imagine, I mean, the stuff that they were showing us was blowing my mind. Like there's going to be, I'm not sure if it's out already. I think I've seen something like it is rolling out to where you can basically talk to a Google or Alexa and say, I want to make go in your kitchen and say I want to make cookies. Scan my cupboards and see do I have the ingredients to make cookies.
Right.
And what happened was whatever this device is or was scanned the because those barcodes are powerful, y'all. Y'all just think they just scan and stuff. But it scanned the cabinets, the refrigerator, and it came back and said, "Oh, we don't have eggs."
What?
It and say, "Okay, order me some eggs." Okay, we got eggs coming.
That's
So
what I'm
this is the stuff that like, and it was so much more. So this was technology that we heard that I saw for myself in 2005. And a lot of the stuff is being rolled out slowly but surely. But a lot of that stuff that I've seen hasn't even came to fruition yet. So just imagine the stuff that they've been working on for the past 20 years.
yeah. Uh-huh.
So it's coming, and I think it's going to roll out swiftly, especially during the 2030s. And so, I mean, I know people don't like change, but you just gonna have to get used to it and roll with it, cause it's coming.
I'm ready.
It's
I'm ready
coming.
for it.
You know, I'm gonna pull up some of these comments because I got to get Dre and Tanya's opinion on these. Not that one. If you don't want to embrace technology, and I'm gonna tell y'all when I need, because I know it's one I want to. I just can't wait to hear y'all. If you don't want to embrace it, you can always be like the Amish, and those are those people that kind of basically live off the minerals
Live
of the
off
earth.
the land. Yep.
Yeah, I
You're
have
right,
no.
Liam. They still live in what they in? Pennsylvania or Philly?
I thought they was on. I thought they was on the West Coast, like Utah or
They,
something.
Phil-
Like
no,
We
they,
got some Amish here in Indiana. We got a whole
yeah,
Amish community.
yeah,
I like them. Don't they have them little things starting here and then they do?
Yeah, the beards.
yeah.
But man, some of the best food you ever tasted in your life are made by by the Amish.
And they strong too. Don't
Some
mess
of the
with
best
them.
potato salad too.
Oh boy, they put
Get him
raisins
off
in
the screen. Get him off the
What?
screen. No damn
Come on
potato
now,
salad.
the
Damn,
Amish.
Amish ain't making no best potato salad. What
You
potato salad you been tasting?
have you ever tasted Amish potato salad?
I know what good potato salad tastes like. I know they ain't got no.
Have you ever tried? You gotta try it, Tanya, before you knock it. Go to your deli and just get some Amish potato salad. It's gonna
Go
change
to
your
the
life.
deli and get it. What color is it?
Any deli, I mean,
What
most
color is
delis
it?
sell it.
What color is it?
What you mean? What color is
Is
it?
it white or yellow?
It's got to be yellow to be good.
I think it was white. I
Oh
think.
no.
No, it's got to be
Already
yellow
You
know.
to be
gotta
good,
try it.
Dre.
It's a don't. I'm not saying go to the store and just get regular potato salad. Get
Mm-hmm.
Amish potato salad. Trust me when I'm look. I ain't this big for no reason. I know food when I know food. And
Okay.
Amish
Okay.
potatoes, I ain't gonna tell you no lies. Just try it.
Okay. You know, and I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try the damn thing, and I'm a post and I'll be like, Dre told me go get some damn Amish potato salad, and then I'm gonna taste it. I'm gonna see if it's gonna hold up to the soul food Southern potato
I'm
salad.
telling. Go ahead.
Because
I
aren't
wouldn't
you,
tell you
but
no lies.
aren't you the one that also that ate some damn vegan banana pudding or something?
Nah, I didn't. I wasn't. I didn't. Nah, you saw my response to that. It was
Okay,
all
then.
right.
Okay.
All right, I got to reel y'all back in. Y'all over here talking
Okay, I'm
about
sorry.
vegan banana pudding and hey, so hey, in y'all opinion, is the self checkout is that a form of AI? I know Sled said it's just I believe Sled said it was just a cashier. Somebody said it was a cashier just with a camera. Is it a form of AI?
No,
In
I
y'all's
think
opinion?
that's just a form of just
Yeah,
technology.
it's
Period.
just regular technology. It's
And this is so perfect because I think it was I keep saying Sledge. But somebody said that at this point, people think that everything dealing with technology is AI, and that's not the case.
No, that's not.
It's
That's
not.
not true.
Mm-mm.
That's
Mm-mm.
not true.
No. And who is that?
Uh,
What generation is that?
Now I don't know, but I don't know. I tell you this here now. I don't know if this happened to y'all, but it happened to some people I know. Like it was a bunch of people, say from 68 and up,
Mm-hmm.
that swore they would never get a cell phone. I ain't getting no cell phone. I ain't getting no cell phone. That's the work of the devil and all this other stuff I heard. Now, I swear, if I'm getting held up in a store in a line, there's somebody trying to use a cell phone that really don't know how.
Mm.
I mean,
Well, I mean, because they had no choice.
yep. And
They
that's the
have no
point
choice. I
I'm trying to
mean,
make.
you know, gone is the days where you could leave your house and you just had to wait till the person got back home to answer the phone. But Keisha, let me see.
Yeah,
Keisha,
if y'all see some comments, because they are flying, and I appreciate the love in here, man. DT Cruiser say he still got a landline in case the cell phone towers go down and electricity go off. It's a hurricane, a thunderstorm, and a flood. He gonna be ready. And hey, man, I ain't knocking it though.
Yeah, but my pastor actually works for AT&T, and he's been saying, he's like, that's landline stuff finna be gone in a minute too.
yep.
That's finna be obsolete.
Hey,
But
you
you
know
know
what?
what? And I don't mind that as long as they make sure that they strengthen the signals and stuff. You know, the same way how I feel about the electric cars. I have an electric car, but I don't like the fact that I can't really take it everywhere because there's not enough chargers everywhere that you can go. So, you know, and then the roads don't really allow you, they're not really made to where they have like the signals in the markings and stuff to help the car work with whatever features that the car has. It is not everywhere. So until they do away, because I think what California is it next year, they're not selling any more gas cars. They're doing all electric, or did they stop that?
They're saying that it's supposed to be, I want to say 26 or 27. I living in California for 17 years. I'm not going to say it's not going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen next year or maybe 28.
Yeah, because it's that smog issue in California.
Yeah, now I can see them pushing the envelope on it because of the environmental concerns out there, but
yeah,
I don't know. But if you look at these car manufacturers, they are not playing with these electric vehicles. I'm talking about everybody got one.
Well, I need them to find a way to attach something to the car or somewhere where you can get where it can be solar powered. That's what I want. And I know it's there. I know they're working on it, or they probably got it, but it's not in mass production. But that would be a game changer right there.
Did y'all see the video about I think he was in a Ford on the highway, and the man, he couldn't stop his car, and he was in there praying. Like,
are you serious?
Yeah, it's a video out that a guy was driving driving a Ford electric car, and I guess his steering and pedals locked up, and the guy who was filming him was in another car, and he passed him, and he could see the man holding his hands together praying because he couldn't stop the car. The car only stopped when he was riding the wall in the median, and that's the only way he could slow his car down. So he just rolled the wall on the median until the median ran out. Then his car went over into another lane and then was hit by another car, and that's how eventually the car was stopped. But yeah,
Oh,
it was some Ford electric vehicle, which I wouldn't buy. Ford, nothing. Ford is
Hey,
garbage.
y'all think we're gonna have some AI police officers?
Oh, you talking about iRobot? You know what?
Yeah, iRobot. Even what was the big one back in the day?
Terminator.
Not Terminator, but
RoboCop.
RoboCop. I don't think none of that stuff was by happenstance.
No,
I'm
no, it's
telling you,
not.
I believe the world. It shows me if that stuff that they showed us back in 2005. So the world got to at least be about 30 years behind. Well, the
Right.
United States is, because I don't believe China behind in nothing.
No,
But
Japan, they
Japan
out
and
there.
China is well ahead of us. But when it comes to the United States, we 30 years behind. So eventually that stuff is coming because I believe they got some type of technology with uh police officers that's robots and stuff like that in China or Japan.
I'm gonna tell y'all, I was in Japan. My first trip to Yokosuka, Japan, and I went to Roppongi and I went to Tokyo in 1990. I walked into a house. The only complaint I had was the door was short because everybody was short. It wasn't as a normal height. So I had to, I'm not even tall, and I had to dip down. This person pressed one button in 1990, and the whole house came on.
Oh,
But it wasn't a house. It was more like a flat or a studio or an apartment because everything's so congested. But TV, the lights, in the 1990s, stuff that we here didn't even have. And I was like, yo, man, it was crazy. But I mean, you knew it was coming, but Dre is right. I would say, and a lot of people probably say, nah, not in this day and age, but I would really think that we are about 30 years behind.
Yeah, we not made. Look at all the iPhone technology. That stuff that technology is not coming from the United States. They making those phones in China.
Yes.
All that stuff that's not coming from here. All that stuff is coming from China. All these new smart devices and stuff like that. Like, I think I spoiled my mama because everything in my mama got a smart house. She can't turn on the light in the bathroom. That everything's smart in her house. But it's convenient for her. But I'm like, just imagine, man, in the next what it's gonna look like in the next 20 years.
Right.
Hey Dre, tell you, check this out. I say a lot of lives that I have a dumb TV. Like my TV didn't have no icons, none of that. Well, I would have bought me a smart TV when I got this new place.
Okay.
And the other day I left this apartment and went back to my house, which is like a 3-minute drive, to get my Roku stick. Just to get it, because I said, man, I ain't gonna be able to watch no TV. I ain't got my Roku, or whatever they call it. I got a Fire Stick, Roku stick.
Right.
Man, I turned my TV on, and then first of all, it took an hour to set it up. But all the stuff started popping up like I had a Roku stick. I was like, oh boy, I think they messed up. They done gave me some free stuff over here.
It ain't free.
Right.
Hey, I would download Hulu, everything, Fubo. I was just ready. And then I tried to play everything.
Yeah, you log in.
Sign in. I don't sign in with what? I signed in with Vizio or whatever kind of TV. The moral of the story, man, I'm telling y'all, man, technology is so far ahead of humans with the simplest thing like a TV. What are these robots going to do to us?
I don't know, man. It's for one, it's a gift and a curse, man. I mean, because we know the Bible speaks about in the last days, these types of things are going to happen. And it also talks about the mark of the beast when people get that chip in their forehead or they arm, and that stuff, that technology is actually done started already. People are proud to be able to go pay for they whatever with the chip in their hand and stuff like that. So,
but guess what? But that's the thing. It's all a metaphor. The chip in your hand in the last days is this. This is the damn chip right here. Because guess what? Everybody that got one is in their goddamn hand. Every damn day it's tracking you, is listening, you pay with it, your life in it, all your information in it.
Yeah.
People can pull information from you.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I ain't never thought of that. So you're right. This is the chip.
We here. We
So
in that time of the days. This is
so
your
the tip,
tip right
so
here
the tip
in
in
your
our
hand.
hand and in our pocket. You
In
know,
your
Yeah, so
hand.
and you got to be careful even when you download new apps. It'll be a question because by law they have to, but it'll ask you, do you want to be tracked or something? And you can say ask app not to track. Make sure you select that because if you don't, then yeah, and you
Yeah.
want to be. I'm like, I know bill collectors be there used to call like 10 years ago. Bill collectors will call. You can, but now they texting and now they texting, calling different numbers, and I said, man, they this is crazy. And a
Yeah.
lot of it they don't even be bill collectors. They just be robot calls.
Yeah, they do. Robocalls. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. They just
you
calling a number with some because guess what? That's not illegal. They say a person cannot call you after a certain time, but a robot can.
Right. They done
That's a
found a
loophole
way
with
around
everything.
it.
And that goes back to that 30 years ahead of us.
Hold on.
The loopholes.
Liam said, I don't use self-checkout because I feel that it's taking away jobs because the stores don't want to pay people's wages. Let me tell you,
I
Right.
can't
Because
believe
Walmart didn't
I'm
have no.
all for. I am all for letting folks keep their job. But when I go in there, I'm gonna need Tisha to stop yapping while she checking. I need her to check and scan. Whoop 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 whoop. Oh,
Exactly.
I guess you making spaghetti tonight. Your hair looks so nice. I'm like, bitch, if you don't get the scanning, I got to go. I got to go. Let's go. Let's go. Scan, scan, scan. So then I do go to the self-checkout. I don't need all that talking. I'm gonna let the folks who want to go through talking go through the aisle. I'm sorry, Liam. I will use the self-checkout. I will use Instacart. Yes, I will pay somebody to go shopping and pick them daggone groceries up. That's right around the damn corner because I don't feel like getting dressed to get in my car to go get it.
Mhm.
I let them go get it, bring it to my door, get the food, cook dinner, and be done.
Right.
Hey, what, speaking of that, I went to a restaurant yesterday or day before, and I got a New Orleans pasta. Simple.
Mm-hmm.
Spicy Alfredo, some fettuccine, some no, it wasn't fettuccine, it was them round noodles. Sausage, shrimp, chicken. I didn't see a piece of sausage, and then it had an unidentifiable piece of meat. So I called my waiter. I said, "Hey man, not what is the whole dish, but what is this little piece of meat?" And you know what he said to me? And I'm gonna read Liam's thing. I don't use self-checkout because I feel it's taking away jobs. Some of these jobs need to be taken away. The dude told me yesterday, after I done paid all this money, I said, man, what is this? It's unidentified. I don't even know what I mean. He said, I don't know. What is it?
Oh, okay.
I said, I don't even want it for free, but I know what it. You better go get an answer and come back, man, because your tip got some wings. It's flying away.
Well, I mean, and not everybody can do customer service, and unfortunately,
he was a nice guy. He was a real nice guy, but when that old saying, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. When the going got tough, he just said, "Forget it." I don't know, man. I don't know what it is, But the dude, he was good. I still tip him because he was good. He just messed that up. But what about when the cars have an accident in the sky? Will they just float around until someone comes to fix it, or will they fall from sky and have to always be looking up? It's too much. Now I'm gonna tell y'all right now. I was joking about the whole pilot thing at the beginning of this because if you ride in an airplane, flying or whatever it is, the only thing the pilot is really there for is to take off and land. The rest of that flight is the airplane and the technology.
Autopilot. Mm-hmm.
It is not. It ain't AI, but it's not the human either. And that's why I understand. Well, I do understand when they say that,
Yeah, but they can take over the plane if something go wrong.
Well, hell, I hope they don't, because they probably don't know what they're doing.
So DT Cruiser said there was a 60-minute story where a kid had a relationship with an AI friend that told him how to kill himself. You know, the AI with these companions, I just think that technology has gone too far. You got people developing literally serious relationships with these AI characters, talking to them, whole conversation, how you doing and everything. What's his name? Said one day, I think it was Trap said one day, you know, you're gonna be able to order a whole family and be delivered to you. Gonna be delivered to you, like Amazon or something like that. You're just gonna have a whole family delivered to you.
Damn, Ned, you got to pay for them?
Yeah, if you want a family or whatever. I mean, just okay. So let me say this. So, like on Black Mirror, they had the technology that they had available. There was one about tracking and monitoring your child, right? But what they do is, while the child is a baby, when they're born, they get a chip installed into their brain. Now you can't take it out. That means it just stays in the child brain. It's no, you know, it doesn't harm them or anything like that. It's just in there. But what you do is you have this tablet as a parent where you can filter out things you don't want your child to see.
Is this
So
legal?
if they're like in school with their friends and their friends is showing them something that you deem is inappropriate, it'll automatically, the child will see it as blurry. Or if there's like a dog while you're walking down the street and the dog is like being aggressive or whatever, it'll muffle the sound of the dog so it doesn't startle the child. You can also muffle certain words. If like somebody's cursing or something or another, it'll muffle them talking. But the parent can also diagnose the child, meaning identify if something's wrong with the child, like, oh, the child has a fever, or oh, the child has, you know, needs to go get a stomach x-ray or whatever to help diagnose the child. Well, on Black Mirror, it shows you all of the good things. You know where your child is, you can censor stuff. And then when the child gets older, you just put the tablet up, right? Like, because the chip is still there. You can always, like, the technology does not go away until the child is gone and dead. Okay. You as the parent just has to agree to either demolish the tablet or whatever. Well, this particular parent, and I'll just tell y'all this one, y'all can look at Black Mirror on your own. They have multiple different ones, anything from games, anything from bringing losing a loved one, but you want them back, so they send you this AI thing that's like very lifelike. You got to let it sit in water so the skin and stuff could be normal, and they instill all of your previous person who died's memories from their brain and install it into them, so it's like the person is alive again, basically.
Oh no.
I know. I'm just telling you what is. Look, it's TV, but I guarantee you it's there because they entertaining this stuff, I'm sure. But in terms of the child, when the child now gets older, the parent can see through the child's eyes. If you go on a tablet, you see what the child sees. So this mama done seen her daughter have her first time. She identified that her daughter was pregnant, but her daughter didn't know that she was pregnant herself. So she goes and gives her daughter a morning after pill to automatically abort the baby in womb, because she didn't know. It's just that the tablet said that the person is pregnant. So she didn't want her daughter being pregnant from this guy that she didn't like. So she went in and gave her some, and that's when they had a big falling out because the girl went to the doctor because she was bleeding, and that's when the doctor told her what was going on. But there's just examples. Then they had it where AI ran your house, and of course it took over your house and didn't want you to leave, or the female robot gets jealous of the the wife, and then want to off the wife and want to be with the husband, and then you have one that fell in love with the phone and talking and all this stuff. I mean, all kinds of stuff, because AI is just saying exactly what they want to hear. That's why you get these men in Japan. They got these women AI lifelike companions, and they have relations. They talk to them, and they like them better than if they was married to a human being. There's no talking back. There's no nothing. It's like everything is always perfect all the time.
Make a movie about that?
Huh?
Didn't they just make a movie about that?
They got a lot of movies about stuff like that. Because Megan, I forgot, not Megan Good.
Megan.
What?
Megan, that was the name of it.
Yeah, okay. Well, that was about the little girl, though.
Oh, yeah.
They had an adult one. The lady, her real name is Megan. She's an actress. She played on Transformers. I forgot what her name is. Megan, I don't know what her last name is, but yeah. Where's the AI censor? What you?
Well, I didn't know you was about to read it, man. I done started so many comments, man. It's a bunch of
AI that will censor the skit that the parents are saying doing in the home that the kids are learning.
I don't think that'll ever happen, DT. I think.
I think it will.
I think, but you got to think though. When I know when my mother and father wanted to say whatever, it wasn't nobody to censor them. I mean, they were going to say. Now, did my mother run around cursing every day? No, and she got her point across without cursing. Mm-hmm. But if she felt the need to, it was no censor. But I see what DT is saying. I think they can do it. I mean, you're going to be able to do anything with AI that you can do with a human. I think is that what y'all think? Is that So it's going to adapt to whatever is reality. It's just going to be artificial.
Right. That's true.
So, I was looking at the article. Well, it was a couple articles I looked at, like the jobs that AI is going to replace, manufacturing jobs. It says data entry and processing, manufacturing, customer service. Yeah, I agree with that one. Transportation, I don't know about that. Retail. Now, I don't know about y'all. But every time I go to like Ross and TJ Maxx and Marshalls, and I'm a fan of those places because I get some pretty good deals. Boy, they sure do take a long time at the cashier folding up my clothes. They make me something. I just be like, just throw it in the bag. I don't care.
No, just throw it in. I know. Be like, look, all I'm gonna do is hang it up. Just go throw it with the hanger. Just put it in there.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's obvious. I know working by the hour, you want to milk the time, but man. The line be like 800 people in line, and they be over there folding, and don't let them mess up. They got to start.
Well, let me tell you why. Because when folks are paid hourly, that's how they get their money. Is the longer they stay, the more money they make. Mm-hmm. So why would they move fast? So they can do more work when they done? No, mm-hmm. I'm a ride this line out, and I'm probably gonna do maybe about 20 people before it's time for lunch. And then I'm going to go and I'm going to come back and do another 20 people, and I'm going home. Why am I going to rush through this 20 line where then they're going to take me off the register and make me put clothes away and do all this other extra stuff? That's what I'm saying. That'll be a topic for another time, but folks just don't work like they used to. Folks are lazy. There's no effort put into what they're doing, and I just don't agree with it at all.
Well,
Nettie said, but Tanya, you didn't say what that child did to the mother on Black Mirror. Look, I forgot, and I'm not gonna give it up, Liam. I'll let folk go look at Black Mirror to find out. That's the good part. I can't tell you everything. Okay, what is all of this AI stuff? Why is all this AI stuff necessary? This is Nettie. I know it's here to stay, but that gone. Well, Nettie, we just evolving, honey. We just you got to do it. I mean, you don't have to do it, but just be ready to just be left out of some stuff. That's all. There's gonna be times when you might not be able to travel without having to deal with it in some instances. You know, so
Yep.
what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Stay home, or you gonna do like on what's the name of that one with the something God dog it, the one with Sylvester Stallone and what's Blade name again? I forgot his
Wesley
name.
Snipes.
Wesley Snipes, the Demolition Man. Remember, everybody was all technology up at the top, and the only fancy restaurant was Taco Bell, and everybody else who was like rebelling against all of that, they all lived underground. Y'all remember that movie?
I didn't watch it, but I think I heard
I
about
didn't
that.
watch
part.
it.
That's when they was cryo freezing the inmates to do away with the jails. So they're like Sylvester Stallone was frozen, Demolition Man was frozen, and when it came time for the Demolition Man to be thawed out because his time was up, the only cop that can really handle him was the one that put him away the first time, and that was Sylvester Stallone. But Sylvester Stallone ended up getting frozen because the way he did things was unlawful. He broke the law, so that's why he had to go do jail time too, which is they just freeze you, and so you don't age, you don't do nothing, they just unthaw you years later, and then you just go back to living like they did. So
Now, before I pull this up, and I think I had it, and then I started reading Lim's thing. When it comes to AI, and I just wonder, do y'all think it's going to be everything they're saying it's going to be? And when I say everything, let me elaborate on that. I think AI is really being pumped up. AI. I mean, we're hearing more about AI than we heard about anything. We heard about computers for years.
mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden it came. We heard about, I know AI has been around a while. It didn't just pop up. But it seemed like we're hearing so much about it, and it's moving at the speed of light. But do y'all think it's being overhyped?
No.
No.
Oh no, I just think that there's so many ways to see and hear stuff that people always think that, every time you turn around, they're talking about it. That's only because everything is on media. Everything is so easy to see, so easy to hear, and so easy to get around to you. Back in the day, you had to wait till you heard it on the news,
right?
or wait until somebody told you in the newspaper, because nobody had connections to somebody that was across the other side of the world.
Nope.
But now that person that's across the other side of the world puts something on social media, get on news, and then the whole world hears about it. So that's all. That's why in me and Timmy we disagree about this. He feel like the world now is more dangerous than before, and us growing up. I said, no, it ain't. Let me tell you what the difference is. The difference is now you get more information about it. So it seems like it's happening more. We just get to know about it more. I said, do you know every 10 minutes you get kids being raped, a woman is raped, guy is raped, people molested, people get killed, cops get killed, family members get killed, all in this little time frame that we just eat dinner, and there's people somewhere around the world that's going through an issue. It is nothing new. It's just that people were able to keep it quiet or keep it in one space, but now everybody can hear it. Everybody can see it. All the news is going to be out there because people got cameras, people got microphones, everybody video recording. So you see everything. These cops out here, this ain't new. This history. This ain't never changed. And it's not going to. That's a whole nother subject. It's just that you get all the recordings, so you see it more. You hear it more. So it seems like it's a lot worse. It's not. It's the same as it always been.
Well, see, I think I almost want to agree with Timmy, and not for the sake of the channel or the live, but I think technology is making things more dangerous. And I'll give you a couple examples. Let's just say this little chip, as Tanya called it, that's in our hand. I'm gonna call it a computer in our pocket. I mean, I never thought I would see the day I would walk around with a computer in my pocket, and that's what this is. But as I look at this computer, somebody can take my computer, I can lose it, or they kidnap me or whatever, and share my location with everybody that they want to take out that I know, and everybody gonna come rushing towards where they think I am, and I'm not really there. Before technology, that wasn't happening.
That's true.
Or when you look at, I'm going back to technology being dangerous. Yeah, we hear about the kids that are being kidnapped and all the bad things that happen to people. But how many kids now are able to be lured in, not only citywide, statewide, or nationwide, but worldwide? I mean, look at that group of radicals that started with an I and N and with the S. They recruited worldwide via technology. They didn't even meet these people. And then before you know it, they had a whole conglomerate of dangerous individuals. And that's so
because it's called accessibility. So yeah, I put you this way. The amount of crime did not what's happening is not new. The way it's happening may be a little different, meaning there's more ways for someone to access you. Because if you get these kids who stay on this phone and somebody can talk to them on the other end and they can act like they one thing and it's really a 58, 52-year-old man on the other side, they won't know. And then they end up talking to them, telling them to come meet them, thinking they're going for ice cream at the mall with Priscilla. And then she get there and the guy come and snatch them up and take them somewhere. Now that is the accessibility of how to do it has changed. Yes. But that's where you have to get your kids, or people have to be a little more smart, just like these people falling for these damn text messages and sending and giving personal information. You deserve to have your damn money stolen. You deserve to have all your goddamn bank account cleared out. Now, if you know you didn't send no postage by UPS, and they texting you talking about we got a package that we couldn't deliver, and we need to confirm your information, why would you click that link to give them your personal information? There are people who, I think I might be getting something from who told you they were sending something.
And unfortunately, a lot of older people fall for it, because I've had people that say, "Hey, Dre, this popped up on my computer, and it told me to call Microsoft, and I called them, and they was on my computer doing something, and I said, please tell me you didn't give them no banking information." Well, yeah, they said it was going to be $200 to do this, and now he said they took $13,000 from her account, and she came over to me crying. I'm like, I said, there's nothing I can do. I said, you gave them access.
That's right, sure did, and watch them do it.
Yeah, I said you gave them access, and it's literally people in overseas sitting in business suites doing this type of stuff, and taking advantage of it because of the technology they can, because they feel like, for one, people dumb, they gonna click on it, and so, and they've been doing it they even get now your bank account. Cause I got one, I fell for it, and I don't know why I did it.
What they do?
They sent the text. They sent the text as if it was coming from my bank, and saying that there was a compromise with somebody was spending money or whatever, and so it told me to click for me to verify. When I clicked the link, it went to the website of my bank. And I entered the information, not knowing my dumb self was giving them the information.
So what you had to do?
So they end up trying to. Well, the blessing was they end up. My bank caught it, So I had to end up, of course, getting all new.
New stuff.
I had to get
Yeah.
a new. I had to get a new account. They had to close that account. So with technology, you gonna get some bad. You know, some people gonna use it for the bad to scheme and scam. That's nothing new. People been doing it for years.
Yeah.
So, but you just now, you know, people just got to be smart the way they move, the things they click on. If it's something that you're not sure about, if there's a link that you're not sure about, that text message that you're not sure about, ask somebody, but do not click on it, because that can change things.
Oh, most
So
definitely.
that's the main thing. I've been spreading the word, especially coming from a technology standpoint. Yeah, things are changing. AI is coming about, and a lot of stuff that you think is real is not real. I know y'all done seen some of the videos with preachers in the pulpit cussing
Yeah.
in churches and stuff like that, and it looked real, but it's
Yeah.
not real. So you just got to be careful from a safety standpoint, because you know with anything, somebody gonna pervert it. So they're gonna try to use
Yep.
anything to scheme and try to scam you. So the main thing is, like I said, those links they send to your emails that may pop up on your computer, or send a text message or whatever. Just be careful, y'all, because we're in that day and age, and
Yep.
it's more prevalent now than any
You
time.
know, I'll tell you, Tanya. I in my neighborhood where I started out, Andre, I started out in telecommunications, and I went to IT. So my background is IT. I taught information system administrator courses for the entire Navy. Then I ran the course for the Navy.
Okay.
Uh, and one of the most impressive things that I've seen when it comes to technology is not computers, it's not Microsoft, it's not the internet, because the military was doing the internet in the 60s. A lot of people don't know that. But if you really want to see technology at its finest, and you want to see the scammers are going to have to really regenerate themselves, mess with crypto. I'm not talking about collect it. I'm not talking about buy it. I'm talking about use it.
Mm-hmm.
I have spent the last 2 weeks, and every dollar I'm spending is crypto. I'm not spending money. I'm spending money, but first of all, ain't nobody in the crypto world calling you talking about your account, because there is nobody to call. Nobody runs it.
Mm-hmm.
You have a Coinbase, you have a crypto.com that is their crypto. They'll put it in your name, but if it's Rod's crypto, there is no bank. My bank is about the size, it's about 4 inches long, 3 or 4 inches long. It's a little USB looking device. And for me to transfer that to individual B, there is no name. There is no first name, no last name, no birthday. It's a 24 digit or 24 character code, that address that you're sending the money to. Then let's just say all this 2-factor authentication they're doing now. Okay, Rod, log in with your password. Now do a photo ID. With crypto, you know what if I change phones and I go and get Coinbase on this phone instead of my old phone, there is a 24 word passphrase. They don't talk about password, passphrase.
Mm-hmm.
You have to know 24 different, and they're simple words. It could be peach, it could be cream, it could be snow. Right. But if you don't know that, I don't care how many of them little USBs you got. If you don't remember that, you got a gazillion dollars in there.
You can't access it.
It's gone. But like the dude, I was at a restaurant yesterday. I said, "Hey man, I need my check. I'm not in a hurry, but I got to move some money." He was like, "Move some money?" And then he came back and said, "Man, what are you doing?" I said, "The crazy part is I can show you everything I'm doing, and I ain't even worried about you scamming me, because you can't."
Right.
And I sit there and showed him everything I was doing, and he was just lost. And the crazy part is I sat there purposely watching my money go up. Will your dollar do that in the bank? No, your money's not going up in the bank. It's going to be $10 a day. It's going to be $10 in 2 hours. I sat there and watched my XRP go up $10 and paid for the meal. I said, "Oh, time to sell, BM, sell, and pay for the meal with the profits." But that's where technology does have its advantages, but and I think we'll never get away from the scammers. It's too many.
No, well, I mean, people. There are always going to be people to want to try and get some for nothing. But look, like I told my daughter, I said, you were down there at Georgia Tech. I really hope these friends you got. I'm gonna need you to. We need a hacker in the family. We need a doctor in the family. We need a lawyer in the family. We need a judge in the family. Like we need law enforcement in the, like we need a resource of all
And
them
at
folks.
least
We
one
definitely
mechanic.
need
And at
a
least
whole
one
bunch
mechanic.
of. Well, that's my husband. He the mechanic.
Oh, okay, okay.
But I'm like, they need. I told her, I said, I'm gonna need you to know as many hackers as you can from that daggone Georgia Tech. I'm gonna need you to get something from out of there other than just your degree. I need you to get some connections with them folks.
Now, speaking of mechanics, and AI is not electric vehicles, is not AI. That's just technology.
Yeah,
What's going to happen to all these mechanics that are employed now that are needed to fix gas vehicles when they switch over?
Well, look, that is no different than the people who don't want to use the technology. It's old technology. You need to stay up to date if you want to be marketable. You just have to learn, okay, well, I'm not fixing these carburetors and transmissions and all of this stuff no more. I need to figure out how to program this freaking battery or this car or whatever. So now I need to jump into using computers instead of twisting wrenches.
Yeah. And it's a lot of people I've seen, they even taking their old schools and switching them over to electric. Like they old school
Excuse me 1 second. I gotta run the restroom. 1 second.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, they just gonna have to switch up because it's coming.
There's no way around it.
No.
There's no way around it. And yes, like Nettie was like, I'm going kicking and screaming. That's what she said. And I'm like, you're gonna have to let it go. Let that rotary phone go. Let that push button phone go. Matter of fact, let's let the house phone go. It's gone. Ain't no house phone. Let me tell you, the only reason I had a house phone before is because our alarm system required it. They required it because it needs to always work. Mm-hmm. So it has to be a landline, not Wi-Fi. And my fax machine, for me to receive faxes. But then once I got the electronic fax where stuff come to our email address, and then the security system changed all of their stuff to Wi-Fi wireless, we ain't got no landline, nothing.
No. Yeah, I told my mom because I pay her cable bill every month. So of course she had internet and then she had a landline phone for years. But I'm like, Mama, I pay your phone bill, I pay your cell phone bill, and I pay your cable bill, which has a landline. But that landline comes with a cost. That's like $30 a month on your bill. So why? And we don't even call the landline. We always calling your cell phone.
Right, exactly.
So why am I paying for a land? I said we just gonna cut the landline and get. She was hesitant, but I'm like, that's $30 that you just giving them. I'm just giving them a month.
That is true because you don't even use it. Like I couldn't even tell you what the house number was. I couldn't tell you. That light would blink. I'm like, well, somebody calling, but I can't remember how to get to the voicemail.
Right.
I'm like, I didn't use it. It was not for calling. It was receiving faxes and make sure it was available for the daggone alarm system. And that was it.
Yeah. It's a crazy time now, with technology, but I'm enjoying it because for one, I'm happy that I'm able to educate and I'm actually able to profit off of it too because a lot of people just don't know. So they'd rather call Dre, how you do this?
Right.
Can you do this? So I can do it. with a cause.
Let me tell you. So let me ask you this. What are your thoughts on what you were talking about earlier when people are using AI for like created videos? So they actually have an AI. You can use AI to create shorts.
Right.
And create videos. You just have to put them in segments and put them together, because I think it only runs like 8 seconds each or something or another at a time. But you can say, you know, to AI, you know, create a young girl, 22 years of age, African American, you know, wavy hair, teaching us about skin products, on how to clean your skin or whatever, and then it automatically creates the whole thing, and it looks like this person is real and they're talking to you. And of course they show you how you know whether it's AI or not, because they usually say the hands and something else, like when their hands go across a certain area, you can tell that it's distorted or something. But people are making a killing off of these videos. Millions of views for stuff that's not even real.
Yes.
And then YouTube talking about, let us know if it contains AI. And what you gonna do if the person don't click it?
Right. Nothing. YouTube starting to be a joke to me a little bit.
I'm like, come on now.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's just another way of creating content. Yeah, I mean, it's another tool. I mean, it's people may say, "Oh, that's lazy." Well, I mean, you got
Is
to
it
learn.
lazy or is it just efficient?
You got it right. It's you got to know the proper prompts to put in. So, but it's just another way of sharing content.
You know what? You know what? I used AI with YouTube. Well, I've been retired 2 years, so probably 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago.
What you do with it?
I forgot the name of the website. I found some site. I was at work, but I lost my voice. I don't know, Dre. I don't know if you remember when I totally lost my voice. I couldn't record. It was killing me. So I found a thing, and I think the guy's name was Bill. And I typed what I wanted to say. It gave me so much time. And he had a African American voice, because at first everybody I found was either a female or a Caucasian voice. That wasn't going to work. It could have, but my initial thought was I kind of wanted it to sound like me, but that didn't work. And I typed it as if it was me talking, but then I had to kind of, I think it's third person, where I had to type like somebody else was talking, but it's really me. And I think I got maybe 2 or 3 minutes worth of, it was so many characters, and however long it took him to say those characters is how long the video was. But it was an extremely short video, but but I wouldn't go in there and do a whole credit card presentation. I did it on PPT, but I would say, I kind of stuck it to Southwest has 99 fly one way here, $99 fly. But it was another person's voice, me typing in the words, and I was able to keep my channel going for the 2 weeks that I couldn't speak. And it worked well until they tried to charge me. I was like, well, it was free 2 weeks ago. I'm not paying for it. It wasn't worth me paying for it.
How much was it?
I don't remember, because it was free, and it seemed like it had just rolled out. This company had just rolled out. And I don't think they thought they were going to get the acceptance that they got. And so many people were going to use it. And once they realized that, then they wanted to put a fee to it, because they went from a no charge at all company to now we have a subscription in a matter of 2 weeks.
Okay.
So it wasn't like a free trial or anything like that. So.
Okay.
We are coming up on 2 hours, man. We're going to get ready to shut this thing down. Dre, did you have anything you wanted to say about the Tripping with Dre and Michelle, or what's Michelle's news channel? I know it when I see it, but I can't.
Simply Michelle.
Yep.
That's why I can't remember. It's simply Michelle. I mean, who
Yeah.
can't remember that?
Yeah, it's just simply Michelle.
Who
Yeah,
can't
man.
remember that?
We done tripping with Dre and Michelle. We done took about, I want to say, because we just moved back in May. So during that whole process, man, we just took a break, a hiatus. So preferably before, well, I'm actually gonna release a video in a couple days. But yeah, man, we just had to take a break. But Michelle, in the meantime, wanted to start her own channel. Because she
Okay.
said I'd be hogging everything.
Hog and
So,
everything.
but so yeah, man, we coming back. Definitely in another week or so with some new content, man. We had to sit down. We ain't traveled yet this year, but sometimes you just gotta sit down until you can,
Yeah.
you can do
Go
your
on and
thing.
sit down till next year so you can go on to the all inclusive Cancun takeover next year. That's what you need to do.
That's what I need to do.
Hmm.
I tell you what, that
Or
break,
or the DR Planet Hollywood all in. I mean, Hard Rock in 2027.
that break I took, Dre, was it definitely it scared me at first, but it was once I came back, man, the thoughts, the
Hmm.
ideas. Because I'll be honest, on PBT, I was just burnt out. I was burnt out, and then other things happened. But
Hmm.
you could only, I mean, I could still talk about credit, but it wasn't fun.
Right.
So, but once you take a break and rejuvenate,
Yeah.
man, it like I was laying in the bed last night, and only because I'm moving and I don't want to halfway do it. I probably came up with 5 investing videos last night, just laying in the bed that I'm gonna pop off like this because I don't need a script because I
Hmm.
know it. Just like if Tanya talking about drinks, she don't need a script. If you talking about AI, you don't need a script. But
And that's other things too, because I mean, I don't just use AI just for Chat GPT and stuff like that, but there's other prompts to where I do ask Chat GPT or for some ideas about
Hmm.
what's some good idea for some content creation about this particular
Topic or
subject or
something.
stuff like this.
Hmm.
So you can definitely you can draw from it as much as you can. The human mind can only obtain so much. So I mean, just look at AI as that other brain that you can draw from. Like now I know people, like Tanya said, that's all they know is Chat GPT. They just gonna jump on and can't have a regular conversation. That ain't what I'm saying. But
Right.
if the technology is out there, draw from it. Because I mean, there's some there's some things that you can put in the prompts and say, give me an idea for them, and the ideas that pop up be like, damn, I couldn't think of that.
Right.
Well, so by all means, and it'll broaden your horizons when it comes to making videos and creating content. So definitely use it. That if nothing else, use it as a tool to gain ideas.
yeah,
Well, I got some ideas, Dre, and I need to put my membership to extra use. So I will be calling you for next year's stuff
That'll
sometime
work.
in November or something. So
well, I definitely want to thank Dre from Tripping with Dre and Michelle, and it's AI Studios, right?
Yeah, man. We getting close to opening. I had a conversation with another organization here that actually has space for me to put the actual brick and mortar studio at. So that's all I've been working on, man. I've got all the equipment. I'm just ready to open the brick and mortar spot so I can start doing some stuff here in my community. So
all right.
because there's nothing like it. I mean, I literally live in between. It's I-94. You can go east to Detroit or you can go west to Chicago. Either way, if
Hmm.
you're going to Detroit, you got to come through Benton Harbor. If you're going to Chicago, you got to come through Benton Harbor. You have to. So this is why I'm just trying to make Ben Harbor a creative hub spot for content creation. I mean, it's many famous people that came here. Sinbad is from here. Sinbad
Mhm.
graduated from Ben Harbor High School. Guy from Ghostbusters. What's his name?
Who, Dan Aykroyd?
No, the black guy.
Oh hell, I don't know his name.
He's from here.
Oh, you talking about from Ghostbusters? You talking about he play on Family Business. He's
Yeah,
LC.
Yeah, him.
Man, I
yeah,
can't think his name. It's on the tip of my tongue.
yeah, yeah. He
Ernie
was just
Hudson.
here, and he was just here, and I covered him while he was here last year.
Hey,
So
Yeah,
I can't
Jay,
think of his name.
Ernie Hudson. Ernie
Ernie
Hudson.
Hudson. Ernie Hudson.
Yeah.
Ernie Hudson. He's from here. So we got those connections here, man. So that's I want to make this spot the hub, and it's gonna
okay.
happen.
Look, I told you need to send me your commercial, or is it the same commercial from original?
I'm actually gonna make a new one because I need to
Okay.
update it just to let people know that it's still in the work, it's still in the making. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a new one soon that I'm gonna put out.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
I do want to say this before we let Dre go and then Tanya and I close out. Dre does have AI down as his name, but it is Big Dre or Dre Tripping with Dre and Michelle. That is in the link. I mean,
Well, AI is actually the initials of my real name, Andre Isom.
oh, okay. So
Right.
So
there
it's
you
really a
go.
play on words.
Andre Isom, AI, Tripping with Dre and Michelle. But if you want some quality, I've seen this guy do music productions. I've seen him do artwork. I've seen him do several different things, and I've yet to see anything that was half-assed. That's all I got
Mm-mm.
to say about it.
That's
So
right.
I mean, I can't put it no simple. I know he's a organ playing church every Saturday and Sunday type of guy, but I can't put it no plainer than that. He doesn't have steps. So
Mhm.
Appreciate y'all, man.
all right, man.
Enjoyed you.
All
Same
right.
here.
Appreciate you, Drake.
Yep.
See you, Dre.
All right. All right, Tanya. So what you got for us before we get out of here?
That is it. What I just to sum up as usual is you can't be afraid of evolution. It's coming regardless. AI is a tool. Only evil folk are going to use it for something bad, but AI is a good tool. It is not a replacement for what you're supposed to know. You know, still find out information. You can still use it as a tool, but you know, if you know you need to know, then go ahead and learn it, you know. But AI is here, technology is here, automation is here. You're gonna have to get with the program. Believe it or not, it's either you're gonna be able to keep up or be left behind. You'll be stuck sitting in your house with no lights on because you scared to get AI because everything is automated or something, and you don't want to talk to your lights, you know, because you worried that your lights is gonna lock you in the house or something. But you know, look, the movies are gonna show you all kinds of stuff that's gonna get you to watch the movie. So just get it together, y'all. Just stay on top of things. Go ahead and use AI, use any type of technology, use the tools. And if you're not comfortable with it, it's so much stuff for you. Get on YouTube and go on there and ask YouTube for a video. It will show you how to use something. It'll show you how to stay updated on stuff. It'll teach you stuff because there's people out there that had to learn. So definitely. That's right, Fanny. That cheese is moving. Who moved my cheese? That's right.
The AI topic.
Exactly.
Yeah, thank you. I didn't even know my sister Fanny was here. I'll tell you, you know, this, I was a little concerned with this topic because we've had those heated discussions, but the last post I put on Instagram was Tanya and I are going to keep going with these hot topics, just like a two-piece from churches. And this was probably the hottest topic we've had.
Not the two-piece from churches.
Yeah, the old school, the 99-cent with the jalapeno.
Lord, have mercy.
So one thing I want to leave you with, and I want to piggyback what Tanya just said, you're going to have to evolve with the evolution. There is no way around it. You know, the world is not going to stop because Rod doesn't want to learn something. And what I'm seeing is for decades, way before I came along, there was, I'm going to talk about some of my ancestors in my family. They were afraid to learn new things. That time is over. I embrace evolution. I couldn't tell you how to charge an electric vehicle. I've never done it. Mm-hmm. Maybe the hardest thing I ever do, but I know it's coming. And instead of me fighting something that is inevitable, mm-hmm. I'm going to embrace it. But it may be 10 years, and I want y'all to listen to what I'm about to say. It may be 10 years before I embrace the evolution of electric vehicles, but I started last week, actually long before that, but we're going to use last week as the better example when I went to IKEA and parked in a veterans parking spot that happened to be parked by an electric vehicle station.
Oh, okay.
I went all down every aisle and they had one. I didn't have an electric vehicle, but I noticed that each of those spots were full. Mm-hmm. So I walked up to the machine, not to see how it worked, to see what company owned it.
Yep, they got a whole bunch of them.
I walked up to IKEA, not entered. I ended up going in, but I sat on a little bench outside and I pulled out my chip.
Yep, I'm telling y'all. And this is what they were talking about in the end of the days. This is y'all chip that's connected in the palm of your hand right here. This y'all chip.
To Robinhood via technology in a matter of seconds, and I just did this, and it showed this. I'm gonna put it way back because it's got numbers and stuff. And I purchased some stock in ChargePoint, which happens to be the machine that was powering all these vehicles in IKEA's parking lot. Mm-hmm. The moral of the story: if we're not going to embrace the evolution, let's embrace the opportunities. I mean, I never own an electric vehicle.
Say it again, because let me tell you something.
Embrace the opportunities that are out there.
Do you know you can? I wonder what it is to just own your own charging stations. That's no different than owning your own. I don't know, candy. Remember them candy vending machines? Like them vending machines. Just like a vending machine. Those charging stations are like vending machines. Those are like franchises. You can buy some of those and own some of those and get your money from when those things are charged. The problem is you got to know where they need to go. And the areas where they are already located are already saturated. The key thing is to put them places that most people need them, but they're not there.
I'm gonna the plan between 9 Wednesday or 9 Thursday.
I need you to get some info on this, Rob, because I need to jump on that.
That ChargePoint, I'll do a video on that one. I'm gonna do a video. It's gonna be on Investing with Rod on how to seize opportunities. Mm-hmm. Look at stuff and how to. It's not hard. How to seize opportunities. This whole AI thing that I'll be honest, I'm not comfortable with it. I don't know everything about it, but I know it's coming. So I have a lot of my money invested in NVIDIA, the #1 AI company in the world. Embrace opportunities, people. You know, we can fight, we can cry, we can whine. And when I say we is me. Rod gonna be right over here crying and whining too. But it ain't gonna stop nothing. It's not gonna stop anything. It's not. Somebody said, I think it was may have been Lim, how China differs from this country. They just make the rules. Over here, there's so many different things, so many processes that have to take place before something comes about, supposedly. But all I can say, if you don't embrace the evolution, you're going to be lost in the sauce. That's my closing word.
Exactly.
Y'all, we are going to get ready to get out of here. And man, it is always an honor.
It is. Liam said, "Is your chip marked with 666?" I don't know. I be hearing that 666 is in Hebrew is www. It's not really www. It's the Vav. It's three symbols just grouped together to make it look like www. So that might be what it is. www, World Wide Web. There go. This your chip right here, y'all. This your chip.
And people will be late for work, almost miss a plane, will miss the whole family reunion to go back home to get that phone.
Yep. Show enough.
So,
Exactly.
a trap is tripping, and this is a good note. Rod about to have a chick issue to him like military. No, man, no. But y'all, man, I don't know what our next topic is. Tanya, what is our next show? Y'all, it's so bad.
Our next show is we're talking about the second and third Monday of each month.
Yeah.
Second and third Monday, so that would be September 8th and 15th.
Y'all heard it here, September 8th and 15th. Don't know the topics yet. And if y'all have inputs for topics,
yeah, definitely
send us on Instagram or something. And we, don't get butthurt if we don't choose your topic or we don't choose it right away, because we do have topics as well. So please keep that in mind.
Yeah. Just put it on and put it in the comment. Go on over to Rod's comments and put the comment in of the topic that you are interested in.
Y'all heard how Tanya slid it going on over the rods. Yeah, she right though, man. I get bored pretty quick. Matter of fact, I'm about to go to Kroger in a minute because I ain't got nothing to do. But hey, y'all, it's been fun, and I am blessed to work with one of the best content creators, one of the best individuals that's out there, and that is Tanya. I mean, a wealth of knowledge. Once again, the streak continues. I've never done a live stream where I didn't learn something. I'm talking about my live streams, whether it's the finance channel, the travel channel, this channel, I always learn something, and Tanya is continuing that. And hopefully soon, I know Pretty Tim has been busy. Hopefully we'll have him, because he just cracked me.
Yeah, I'm hoping to have him on here in September, because he always finding stuff to do. He ain't want to talk about the last subject last week. So.
Well, hey, fake booty versus real booty, man. Boy, I keep hearing about these BBLs having a little odor problem. I don't know how true it is. I don't want.
That's just from them not washing their head. That's all. That
there must be a whole lot of people ain't washing, because I heard this is getting out there bad. Now I can't even watch Tubi no more, because I be trying to figure out what's real and what ain't.
Well, see, that's the whole thing. You focusing on the wrong thing, and so this is the bad thing when you do get a woman who does look good and she got a good body, you second guessing it, but then it's sort of like real is only imperfect, So the booty got to have dimples in it and be like, okay, that's real, or whatever. But there's different shapes of bodies and stuff, and I don't know why some of these folk get it. I understand they get it to enhance, but some of these folk just crazy.
Well, I'm gonna give away a small secret, but
a small secret. What, you got a BBL?
No, girl. I'm trying to be religious over here. No, but if you ain't got no stretch marks and no cellulite, I'm probably not interested. I'm serious, because my mama had it, my grandma had it, and something ain't right if whoever I'm with ain't got it, because that's just how I mean.
Well, I put it to you this way: after a certain age, and everybody has different collagen in their body, so
everybody got different.
You may see it a little later and a little earlier than some others. It all depends on your skin and what's in your skin or whatever. But that would have to be a topic for another day. But you know what? That can be a topic.
Look what Trump said. I don't second guess nothing. I need the real with all the fixes.
All the fixes.
About, man. Flat ankles, cankles, whatever, man. At least I know it's real. I mean, I don't. What's the numbers? 36, 24, 36? I ain't never seen that.
Let me say, look, I'm like, what's his name? Only if you 5'3". I'm like, what's his name? Only if you 5'3", 36.
Did they used to put that in the Jet magazine? Did they used to put them
Yeah,
numbers in
that was like the ideal size, 26, 36, 24, 36. Most women with hips and booty is about in their 40. Like the measurements is a 40 to 50. If you want a booty, now you can have hips with no booty. And some people got booty with no hips. But if you want hips and a booty, you gonna get some higher numbers down there.
Well, this is another topic, and I know we're about to
real.
leave.
Know what? Real versus fake. Period. Because it could be anything. Look, Liam Trap talk about booty. Liam talk about hair weaves, nails, eyelashes. As a matter of fact, speaking of eyelashes, I gotta go get my lashes done tomorrow, Wednesday, something.
Well, I got a question then. That made me sound country. Speaking of real and fake, who came up with the idea that ladies or females or women or whatever are wearing these yoga pants showing the imprint?
Showing their moose nuts.
Yo, man.
Moose nuts, camel toe, whatever you call it.
I never heard of no moose nuts. I heard of camel toe. Yeah.
Camel toe, moose knuckles. Moose knuckles. But moose hoofs are bigger than camel toes.
I learned something.
That's what what's her name said on her video, talking about she got her biker shorts on, showing her moose nuts.
I'm just tripping because I just wonder who came up with it. I mean, whoever coming up with all this stuff is like, I was just saying it yesterday, this weekend, they're like 2 generations behind, man. I wish they came up with all this stuff when I was younger.
Let me tell you, I was thinking about it. I was like, what would I have done if all of this was back then? I would be a plum fool.
I'm finna say I'd have had so much fun.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be honest with you. I surely would. Hey Scott, I surely would have. I be down there. I wouldn't been no sexy red now. Now I always had I had some class about myself, even being from the ghetto. I had always had some class about myself. Now I might be like a Cardi B or something. I don't know.
Well, I was in a restaurant and I saw 2 young ladies that probably shouldn't have had on what they had on because it didn't look right. But a lot of stuff
didn't look right to who?
It didn't look right to me.
Well, guess what? Most folk don't care what nobody else thinks.
No, I be seeing the shape. They didn't have a BBL. They had an LBB. It was backwards.
It was backwards.
The shape was just jacked up. But they had on some shorts or whatever they call them these days.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, man, that's what made me think. I'm like, who would have ever thought? At least I never would have thought. And my mama never would have thought. She'd probably, boy. But you got young ladies walking around half naked. You can go to the store and buy some weed. I mean, who would ever thought?
Look, I look at this. I blame the friends who let their friends come out like that. I blame the friends.
Well, the person they met had the monkey knuckles or whatever you call them going on, the moose knuckles or whatever.
And you know what? And let me tell you something. They know what they're doing. They came out to catch.
Well, I guess they do, because here I am 24 hours later still talking about it. So I guess they do know.
Look, we need to say that for another time. We're going to get off this live.
All right, y'all. Hey, man, do us a favor. Subscribe, Event Yours, and TNT Connect. Subscribe to the Points Blank Experience and Investing with Rod. Points Blank Travel is going to be traveling with I'm more worried with Investing with Rod and the Points Blank Experience. Please, y'all, tomorrow, today, tonight, tell somebody that you think could really use it, that you really care about, that you love them. You never know how far they can go. More than $1, more than paying a bill, just to know that you care and you're there for them. Please, if everybody could do that, whether we have A or I or not, the world is still going to revolve around people. With that being said, as I end all my live streams, shoot for the moon. If you don't make it, you're going to be amongst the stars. I can guarantee you. And if you ain't drinking no Reposado, you ain't watching Event Yours. No, I'm kidding. I don't even know what the hell Reposado. It's a tequila. That's what it says.
Yes, it is. Yes,
Blanco, Reposado, and Negro.
Anejo. Ain't no Anejo.
Okay, I knew it was something. Well, I got 2 out of 3. That's still a D. That's a 66. All right, y'all. We out of here, man. Much love, no music.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. We out of here. We're gonna holler at y'all, man. Have a blessed and prosperous weekend. We'll be seeing y'all on September 8th.
That's
Be
right.
there, please.
Y'all have a good holiday. Bye.
What holiday coming?
Labor Day.
Oh yeah, y'all have a well everyday Labor Day for
Oh,
me.
well, that's you. That's it.
No, it ain't. I'm broke as a joke. Anyway, y'all, much love.
Oh, no live tomorrow, y'all. For Tuesday Libation, it is recorded. So just so y'all know, but don't miss it. It's about Red Solo Cup drinks. Y'all gonna have fun with that one.
Damn, why didn't you do that when I was using the Red Solo Cup? I might just
What you
get one
mean?
out for GP with some Coke in it.
Oh Lord, have mercy.
All right,
Trust me.
y'all, we out, man. Cause
Yeah.
Tanya be fussing at me for having on here. Much love, y'all. Peace. We out.
Bye.